Hey guys, Alexa Buerger, Health Coach. We're going to be talking about letting things go and releasing today, and why it's beneficial to detach from your belief systems that are keeping you clinging to these things that maybe no longer serve you in this reality. First things first, why is it important to detoxify? Why is it important to let things go? Let me tell you. I'm going to talk about this in terms of like a physical reality, and I'm going to then translate it to energetics, and hopefully you'll be able to see how they're actually very similar. So from a physical perspective, let's take a closet, all right? You got a nice, beautiful closet. It's packed full of stuff. So you have all this excess stuff that you keep in there just in case or for that special occasion. This over time gets super heavy. And this stuff is taking up space in which other things that maybe resonate with you more or that would be more useful for you could be there instead. I'm not saying that you need to throw away everything that you have and completely let go of it. The purpose is to ask yourself, is this useful? Or does it have value to me personally? Is there a specific reason why this is here, or is it just here just in case? Maybe some of the stuff you're holding on to is not stuff that you need, it's just there. And it's just there because it's hard to let it go. So how do you end up letting these things go? A lot of people may be afraid to get rid of things that they don't need because they think that they actually need it, or they think that it's gonna bring something to them. Like they think it's gonna bring them happiness, or it's gonna bring them wealth, or it's gonna bring them a certain feeling. And slowly but surely, we will find power when we realize this thing that I have attached so much meaning to, it doesn't necessarily provide me with any of these things, right? So I like the closet example because it basically says, once my closet gets so full, I cannot keep adding to it. Like it can only get so full, and at that point, I'm either gonna have to get rid of some shit or buy some extra storage. The extra storage, in my opinion, it's a little bit too weighty. So the first step is understanding the energetic behind letting go and opening up space for you to receive new, more abundant, more resonant things for yourself in your present reality. The energy behind letting something go is terrifying for so many people. And the reason why letting things go and releasing is scary for almost, if not all of us, is because there is a fear when it comes to letting go that if we genuinely and truly let something go, we will never have it, or we will never have what we wanted from it. So for example, let's say you bought a really cute spring dress and you've always wanted to wear it, but you've never worn it. Psychologically, if you explore why you're afraid to let that go, it probably looks like something like, I wanted to wear this dress for a fun event in the springtime that I was hoping to have, but now there's been COVID or I gained some weight and I don't feel super great, but I'm gonna hold on to this dress because I think I'll be super happy when I finally get to wear it at that point. And what we're attached to is not the dress. What we're attached to is not the physical item. What we're attached to is the belief that this thing is going to bring us something, and that if we let go of this thing, that something will not come. The first step here is to look at letting go of your belief systems. Psychologically, look at all the items that you're afraid to get rid of and ask yourself, what do I actually think this is gonna bring me? Do I think this is gonna bring me something really powerful for myself? Do I think this is gonna bring me happiness? Do I think it's gonna bring me love, joy, attention? What do I think this object is gonna bring to me? And do I feel like if I get rid of it, I won't be eligible to receive those things, or those things will not come to me naturally? And again, this can pertain to physical items like clothing, furniture, it can be a place or even a home or house. It can also be like people, relationships, friendships. Look at the things that you feel like you're desperately clinging onto, but at the same time, you're in a state of conflict, and ask yourself, do I feel like without this, I can't receive all the abundance, the joy, the happiness, the good memories, whatever it is I wanted out of this specific thing? When you can separate yourself from the fear of getting rid of something, and I'm not saying you're not allowed to be afraid because that's totally natural and human, but if you can take a moment to just dive a little bit deeper, just dive past the fear and look at things honestly, you're then a little bit more able to ask yourself, does this realistically serve me at this time in my life? Does this realistically serve me in this chapter? And if it's a clothing item or something simple, it may be easier for you to just be like, oh, yes it does, or no, I never wear it. Realistically, I'm only afraid of getting rid of it because of the emotions I thought it would bring me. I should probably donate this. Then great, move through that. If it's something a little bit more complex, like a person or a relationship, then you can look at it and still ask yourself the same question, okay, does this serve me in my chapter right now? But at that point, if you've made a commitment to someone, then you collectively have to evaluate, how can we make this relationship or this thing serve us collectively? How can we find a way to make this work for us? So oftentimes the fear of letting go itself will actually just stunt us from being able to make any kind of decision at all, because we just can't get past that single fear of letting something go. When you release what it is that you're holding on to, it opens you up a little bit more to receive something different. And that may look like new emotions and new experiences, and that may also just look like new insight, new clarity, new ideas and ways of how to navigate something and move forward through it. So when you're in a season of, I need to let things go, I'm letting things go, ask yourself, what is the energetic behind me holding on to this? What are my beliefs about holding on to this item? What are my beliefs about what it's going to bring me or what it has done for me? What am I attached to in this scenario? Once you better understand yourself, you can have more compassion with your process of letting things go, because it pulls you out of the emotional realm into the logical realm so you can look at it clearly. And then once you understand, like truly understand yourself and where you're at, it allows you to dive back into the emotional realm, but from a more empowered perspective. So again, this can apply to almost everything. This can apply to your identity. Maybe you had a really steady career for 30 years of your life, and now you're saying, well, I'm still working this job, I've worked it for 30 years, I don't know if I really love it anymore. Then this is an invitation for you to look at this identity that has served you for 30 years and to truly evaluate, is this still useful for me? What do I want out of this identity? What do I want out of this experience? And is this still gonna serve me in that regard? And if it's not, maybe I can allow myself a little bit of space to navigate away from that into something that's a little bit more in alignment with what I'm actually looking for. This can apply to your relationships, whether it's romantic or friendship or even familial. If you can look at that and say, okay, what I want out of this relationship is actually a sense of security, or to be heard or understood, or to feel loved. When you better understand what it is that you're seeking out of this, you're also probably in a more empowered state to evaluate whether or not it's actually genuinely meeting those needs, desires, wishes for you. Again, you have to take everything as it pertains to relationships with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of moving components. It involves you and another person. So there's a lot more to consider there than just, is this meeting my needs? But if you find that you're conflicted in holding on to something and whether or not you should let it go, that's something to look at. Is, am I genuinely feeling fulfilled? And if not, is it because of the relationship, or is it because of my relationship with myself and it's just being reflected back to me? So I hope that this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for your time. If you haven't already, please make sure that you're following me on Instagram. If you have any questions, and this can be physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological, anything that you're navigating through and you want another take on it, or maybe you're looking for alternative ways to heal it, deal with it, move through it, live with it, please feel free to go to my Instagram at Alexa B Health Coach and click on the link in my bio to sign up for a 30-minute session. If you found this video helpful, please like it so I know to create similar content to this one. Make sure that you also subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell if you haven't already. That is it for the day, you guys. Thank you so much, you beautiful, beautiful people, for your time and for sharing your energy with me today. Have a most wonderful day and week. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye. I tend to like to merge energy work with intuition and astrology and Eastern medicine, as well as some Western medicine. I tend to mesh oh my God, I can't talk today. What the chill out, Alexa.